right, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm kind of happy to be back on my tea time chair. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. So, hello, everyone. I guess you know my face, so I don't have to introduce myself. Today, we're going to have a focus on Broken Arrow, of course, as the title of the live stream goes. We're going to give you a sort of an understanding of where we are, what we're working on, what Steel Balalaika is working on, what is the future, like immediate future plan for stuff to come out. So without further ado, let's introduce our guest today, Nikita Hilitin. Hello, Nikita.
Hello, Marco.
Hello. First time on the live stream, right?
Yes, correct.
I mean, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry. Nothing bad happens. It's all on written words in the chat, so don't worry about anything.
I'll try to handle it.
Nikita, I'm just going to sort of give a brief recap of what has been happening in the last few months, so that you can, take us through this. So the first thing mentioning was the Baltic Battalion release. We have been seeing very positive comments on the Baltic Battalion DLC. It's sort of gave new life to the community as well. Strong infantry, variety, modern it's new deck building mechanic where you can mix and match hybrid forces. What's like the key feedback you got from Baltic Battalion? What are the key things that you learned from it?
Well, I would say that for us it was like small release recap. We didn't have that much of attention after the release, so I think it was very positive. Players were really happy that we have brought quite a bit of new content to the game, and we are very encouraged by their feedback. So yeah, we really have seen the impact it brought to our community, and we consider this DLC as really a small one. From our point of view, it didn't brought that much of a content that we want to bring with every DLC. So I would say that we were really happy by the feedback of the community.
Yeah, it was very good because it was also smooth, so it wasn't a big impact in the workload as well. And after this, it's all planned, but of course, after this, the idea was to sort of try and test the balancing of the game a bit more. So we've done the PT, again, what was the impact of the PT within a community? Of course, a larger impact both in terms of number of players, because we've seen the number of players going up, and also a lot of feedback coming through that.
Well, PT initially in the first days, it brought really a lot of attention to it. We've seen a spike of online on this experimental branch, as we still see it as an experimental. So yeah, right now it has a steady interest every day. I would say that around 1/3 of all players are playing PT branch like every day.
Okay, so 1/3 and 2/3 are on the sort of the main branch.
Roughly yes.
Okay. Is that a number you were expecting? Was it surprising?
I think that we initially expected a bit more, but well, we knew the drill. We knew that it has some like it's a bit difficult to reach to the PT branch, and not very convenient for probably the majority of players. But yeah, it has some interest, and especially from the let's say more demanding part of our community that we hear, and we want to give them the experience they are looking for.
Yeah, It's interesting because one of the key factors of having such a big community of players, because there's literally thousands of players playing the game every day and interacting with the game experience, is that you have such a wide variety of opinions and views and needs as well. So it's very hard to balance between what actually have to go into the game, what is a thing that maybe only a small portion of the community wants. And I think that's really how the PT is helping making these informed decisions on what will help the game grow in the future. Based on the PT, there's going to be a gameplay patch coming now. So can you tell us a bit about that and how we're planning to deploy it?
Okay, yeah. Well, first things first, we will bring features from the PT. So many of the features are going to be implemented in the default in the current production version of the game. It will also bring some rebalance and reconfiguration of the units and game configs. It will not bring all of the, let's say, PT specific changes to the vanilla branch. So we are still testing. PT still remains as our alternative version, as our testing ground to test new features. So we will continue expanding PT with updates, probably with some features, and see how it goes in the upcoming months. And yeah, that's the plan.
In terms of the split, what's the plan? Is it? I mean, one of the things we were discussing, in our recent calls, is that where the community is split, it's actually about the split of the PT and the main branch. There's going to be a decision at some point to sort of, do we merge the branches back together and so on? And I see the comments. Again, some players are saying, "Oh, we should have everyone back in the same branch," and some players are going to say, "I want the PT to keep going because I want to test new things," and so on. Is there going to be a decision making made at some point? What's the current status at the moment? The idea is to keep the two separate, right?
Yes. We will keep them. There is no decision yet about how we will evolve it. No solid stuff. So concerning what we will bring first, it's the stuff that will not break anything in the game. So we are speaking about scenarios made by players, about the single player modes, so campaign, and the idea is really to keep this intact and continue with, let's say, evolution of both, let's say, direction, and then we'll see where it will bring us.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that again, the players will have a big sort of impact on that as well, because on one hand we want to keep the PT going because it helps us dramatically in developing new features and make sure they're properly tested before going into the main branch. So it's got a specific use, but how that use is going to be is going to be future-proof is another subject we'll have to cover later. Big topic we had in the pipeline for a long time: observer mode, spectator mode. Different names people call it. Where are we with that?
Yeah. Well, PT was a good thing that happened during the PT was the tournament, community-driven tournament, which brought quite some attention, and that's a good point for us to speak about observers, spectator mode. It's really almost ready right now. We are finalizing like the reconnect for it. So observers, they are going to be split into two, let's say, scopes. First scope is just the basic functions to allow players to observe the match from different perspectives. So there may be observers for Team Alpha, for Team Bravo, or neutral. Neutral observer will be able to switch between two different teams' point of view. And that's generally the first scope, just basic functions. Second scope would be to bring the information about each player's deck and economy for visibility for everyone. So that's more, let's say, sports, cyber sport oriented functionality. But for that, it will come later. So we will need several months after we deploy the first scope. That's the
All
plan.
right. I think you're making a very good point on the tournament. This was a tournament organized by members of the community, and we were observing the tournament's development and how players were really enjoying it. And the idea, of course, is to start doing more official tournaments in the future as well. And Spectator is a part of it. I guess, Replays is going to be another part of it as well. But how do you, how long do you think it's going to be before we are able to sort of, make a official tournament so called, or at least for a test?
Well, I would say this summer. So the plan is from the production point of view is that first we release the gameplay patch, and after that we will make a, let's say, more technical oriented patch, which will bring some overhauls of some internal mechanics, not very interesting for players, but still that's our technical depth that we are working on. It will bring a spectator feature. It may bring some features in terms of stabilization of network and user experience with multiplayer games. So we are really aware of all the pains of the community, and I have a heavy heart reading all the Reddit posts about users that suffer from, let's say, inconvenience in the netcode. So we are really focused on fixing that in the upcoming time, and that's going to be like a first patch, and more patches to come too. Also, the technical patch will bring some quality of life improvements that we have been working for during last several months.
I'm taking one of the comments here from BitBandit, who's asking for a wider understanding of what is going to happen, short term, long term, and so on. So take this opportunity to sort of, do we have the roadmap graphic that we've got? Okay, so currently. This is. Do you see this, Nikita, or
yes,
can you?
Yes.
All right, cool. So basically, currently there's a number of quality of life improvements, like access to chat during preparation phase, ability to select enemy units, a number of things that you guys are working on that are, should we call them imminent, or are they like closer to now?
Yes. Some stuff here, it's it's in green, but not yet delivered. They will come with the tech patch. Some stuff is still on, let's say, polishing phase, and I can see that. By the way, we are missing one stuff here that we should add about the feedback on the orders. There is high chance that we will make it to the build, to the patch. So yeah, we would be really happy to introduce all these quality of life improvements in the upcoming tech patch.
What are the sort of in general more like feature-based improvements and updates that you're thinking of right now? So like line of sight tool, things like the unit statistics panel improvements, the UI improvements. How are you prioritizing these things, and what is going to be, in the next patches as well?
Well, I would say that all the yellow quality of life they are in progress. So yeah, in some stuff that was really planned, some stuff like line of sight tool that was like we had a little breakthrough inside the tech team about it, but we still polished that. That generally how we proceed. Yeah. So all the features that we did not yet started, they are in the plan for this year, and I hope that we will deliver them all. So I see, for example, offline skirmish lobbies. That's something on the list, on the short list to be started. Yeah, like you see, we need to allocate like our resources between technical depth, between major features and small features, and that's generally how we proceed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, because that you're making this distinction, because I think that in a grander scheme of things, you've got like a development team that's made of human beings. You've got to allocate resources to very specific tasks, and then you've got to integrate all these things and then test them and then deliver them. And every bit added to the game always adds an extra complexity to the code base and everything. So it's a complex thing. But then on top of this work, there's the content work, which is, of course, DLC work. So you guys, I mean, the Russian spec DLC is the next coming. Anything you can say about it?
Well, it's we are working on it. I would say that for some content is ready, some content is highly in progress. It will bring units. It will bring single player content. It will bring. So I mean, we plan to release a new campaign with it. It's going to be a bit shorter. Well, quite shorter, and it will happen on new maps. I'm really amazed about the locations we have chosen for the new map so far. So that's generally the plan for this DLC, and yeah.
So you're saying so there's going to be both single player and the unit. So it's going to be like a pretty meaty DLC, right? Not a small thing.
Yeah, it's our like as a junior title, we are progressing in each step a bit more than the first one. So let's say the official release, it was a big work made during several years. We had time to develop it, to think in advance, several months, and here we are in quite much shorter terms. So we need to rebuild the company. It's what we are still doing, and to, let's say, move to a different rails of production, and that's a challenge for us, honestly. But yeah, we are working on that. So this DLC, it will bring more content if we compare with the Baltic Battalion, which didn't include any campaign so far.
That's really, really, really cool. Is there anything that you're like it excites you more about what's coming up in the next few months that you're working on? I mean, approaching, I guess, the first anniversary of Broken Arrow, and going beyond that. What is it that that excites you more about the future of the game?
Well, I would say that for me, the one of the most important feature is the spectator observer mode, which will allow the tournaments to happen in the big scheme, and that's really I'm hoping for that. But yeah, I would say second big stuff is the general overhaul of the game engine that we are making. I know that not much progress is seen, but like it will be visible in the long run, and our plan is the same. It's just that to make a very good game, and we don't really count like pennies for that. We are happy to bring the community what they initially expected, even if with a bit of delay.
Yeah. So there's questions about the timing of all this, and we know that in the past we've done announcements on timings that we struggle to keep up with. Of course, it's hard to give timings for these changes, but I'm going to be sort of giving a wide sort of ballpark idea of the timing here. So patches and features like spectator mode and so on. Are we expecting it? We are about where are we mid-May now? So we're expecting that stuff to happening this summer, right?
Yes. I would say the gameplay patch we expect it to be in 3 to 4 weeks at max, and the tech patch it will follow it in much shorter term, I suppose.
Okay. And the Russian DLC, we cannot say exactly when, but again, ballpark, is it going to be, I said, I've seen a question, is it going to be this side of Christmas or it's like next year? We can definitely say it's happening this year. If nothing breaks down, is that correct?
Yeah, I would say for Russian DLC, it's going to be end of summer. We aim for that. It can happen that it might be delayed, but well, anyway, we should be sure to deliver quite sufficient quality, and that's our objective.
Yeah, no, I guess that it's important. I mean, it's important sort of to say our plans are to deliver patch in 4-6 weeks, then technical patch short after, and then DLC, Russian DLC end of this summer. That's our plan, and then of course things can go in a different direction, but this is what we're planning. And I think we're with Baltic Battalion and PT, we got much better in staying within the timing. So I think that we're getting to the point where we can do a more confident planning. So hopefully, good news for everyone in the next few weeks and months. June, July, August, end of summer is 21st of September. So we can aim for that. And you guys, we're going to update you in the next Broken Arrow live event, which is likely going to happen around the anniversary of the game in mid-June, so not a long time from now. Nikita, is there anything you wanted to add?
Well, I would add thank you for all our community. I just want to say that yes, we are the one reading Reddit, reading Discord feedback. So your feedback is really amazing. We are reading your Steam reviews. We feel your pains, your hopes, and we are really working on to deliver you what the best gaming experience that we possibly can make. Yeah, thank you for your support, everyone.
Thank you, Nikita, for being with us. I guess I'll hopefully see you in the next live event, and hopefully, I mean, of course, this is going to be, it's recorded, so everyone who wasn't able to attend, it's going to be uploaded on YouTube and Twitch to check out later. post your comments on the Discord, and make sure you are giving us the positive vibes if you can, so that we can keep on working with our plans towards the release of these amazing things. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Marco.